Hello, I'm Brandon Figueroa, and this is my Graybox Quake single player level. This is the first iteration of my Grayboxing. This video is about the theme and things that I want to implement in the future. Just going over ideas and such for the future of my Graybox. So this is the player start. I know this room isn't so pretty, but it will be eventually. It's using very prototype textures right now, but as I said, it's the first Graybox. So I'm just gonna go through how the player is gonna run through it. Most of the areas do not have enemies or buttons or anything like that yet, but I'm just gonna kind of walk through how the player would run through this very quickly. So in my vision, the player would start. They would have to go up this ramp, fight an enemy. This door here would open to unleash a few enemies. They click the button, the player, they run down here, more enemies. And when they pick up this key, this door will open, unleashing some doggies. And this door will be opened with the key. This room, there will be enemies on these platforms and on the ramp itself. When the player gets up to a certain point, this door will open up. All the red things are, all the red textures are doors. Not all of them are for the player. They're for enemies or for the player to go through. So when the player hits this trigger, that will open up, unleashing a few flying enemies. The player will have to shoot this button. Oh, what happened there? And shoot that button in order to open this door. The player runs through. That is like a secret area. If the player chooses to go in here, it'll teleport them up here, which I will put some loot for them to get. The player will be able to choose going to the left path or the right path. If they go the left path, they have to do with a little bit of jumping and fighting. And if they go the right path, that'll be a little bit more difficult, as enemies will spawn here. They will be melee and ranged. If they go here, there will be a ranged enemy that pops out, and if either way they go, that door right here will open up for a ranged enemy. There will be enemies that are on top of these railings and things as ranged, just to annoy the player a little bit. Player will make their way up here, have to go around. When they get to this point, there's a key in here that unlocks this door. Oh, really quickly. So this will actually open up as the player walks through here, and that will make a trigger. Bonk. The enemy will fall down. Kind of a surprise element. There's a door. There's a key. Make their way around. Now in here, the player will have to look through this hole and shoot this button. This will be a button. And when they shoot this button, it will open this door. This is like a little secret vent. When the player goes through here. Sorry. They'll be able to pick up the key. When they pick up the key, they'll be able to shoot this button, and it will open this door. It'll also open this door, which behind it will be enemies soon. But yeah, like I said earlier, none of the enemies are really put into place except for the very beginning. After they get the key and make their way here, they'll open it. They'll have to do a little bit of jumping right there. Bonk. They'll make their way through the railing. Oh, look, another key. I wonder what it's for. Player will make their way through this hallway. This will be locked, so the player will have to go this way. When the player hits this trigger, this door will close, and player will have to keep going. When the player hits this trigger, this little red door, secret little, we'll just pull them down a little bit. So this little door will close this room shut, and this behind this will be enemies. This will open up, that will close, and a few enemies will pop out and start hitting the player, bonk bonk bonk. When the player kills the enemies, this door will reopen, and this door will also open. Player will have to make their way back, open this door, come over here, another jump. When the player makes their way to a certain point, I have to add a trigger somewhere along here on one of these. This door will open by itself, and enemies will pop out of it. Player makes their way up. There will also be another trigger here closing this door, and the boss will spawn. Well, actually, yeah. Well, there will be a trigger here that closes this and opens this door, which I have a big man over here. Yeah, I gotta change these textures right here. Bonk. Sorry if you hear my mouse. So those are 3 buttons. If the player hits all 3 buttons, this will open up and reveal a rocket launcher, making the boss fight slightly easier. But when they do that, it will also open these doors, which will have skeletons behind them. So it's almost like a requirement that they need to open this, kind of. Well, no, not a requirement, but if they kill the boss without the without the rocket launcher, then that's the end of the mission. If they open this and make it slightly more easy for themselves, or gain that little advantage, those skeletons will also spawn.